need to know if you'll give me a second chance. They don't come around often, but please, you know I can't stand it when you don't talk to me, when you don't talk to me. Yeah. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore. I don't know why, but I can't seem to get you off my mind. And I know it's true, and I'll say this to you, I want you back. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore. Something inside, something inside. Oh, oh, there's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore. Looks like we've come to the end of the road. There's no point in running away now. I'd rather sleep until the storm is gone. She'd rather be shooting at me now. I know it will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just became older. She's aiming her words, ready to fire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. Looks like a blink of an eye's not enough. She'd rather be staying for days now. I'd rather fix it than mess up again. She'd rather be burning it all now. I know it will end up in anger. I don't think we grew up, we just became older. She's aiming her words, ready to fire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire. I don't think that bullets will bring back desire.
Alright, we're just gonna start right into this game because apparently somebody's trigger happy when it comes to making the freaking lobby.
Good to see, good to see.
Gosh dang it. I blame Aneri.
Vladimir Bando. Yeah, I mean, I do too. I mean, you have to blame him.
Alright, so now we got EGA on the right, and we got old Event Horizon on the left. Right, still getting bans for the Aneri on the Vladimir. Not really surprised about that one.
Same first 2 bans as last game.
Ah, well. Can't have everything different.
Yeah, it's definitely true. I'm hoping
we also do still have the respect ban coming down for the Vigar. Because Lone Wind is good on that, and Aneri doesn't want to admit that he doesn't do well into Vigar.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tilter for him, I'm pretty sure. So.
You know what would be a really good joke is if they thought, you know what, the MF was not the problem. Let's pick that again.
Oh, please.
I would laugh. I don't think MF's very good right now. If you go full lethality with press the attack, it's just not good. Like, you either go press the attack with a Bork and then go lethality, or you go Meteor with Dark Harvest and then full lethality. There are no options. You cannot go halfway in between and hope it works out, you know? So that was their big mistake for that. We do see some really good bans coming down. Morgana, really good ban. Just makes bot lane a pain in the neck because of the CC block. Zac is an odd one, though. So Starstro must be a popular Zac. Just because they changed his ult, I don't think he's as good as anymore.
I mean, it's pretty much the same bans as the last game. They're probably just maybe it's a personal team weakness. Like for me, I always ban Pyke because I'm shit against Pyke.
Yeah.
So maybe just personally they don't want to play against Zac, and he has a few games on it.
Yeah.
Talia being hovered. That'd be interesting to see.
Talia's a nice roaming champion. Not at all what Aneri normally plays though. So this is an odd one.
I think it's jungle. I think it's more likely jungle over mid.
That would be interesting.
Kled locked in, almost the same name as me, so I gotta give props to that.
Really good pick right now. You know, Kled can go into most champions that heal. Especially if Wizard goes Camille again, you know, that's a really good thing to take into it.
I think it's something I would have saved till second draft, though.
Well, Kled is strong. We do see Mordekaiser being considered here. That can go mid or top. Not as strong as it was, but still very oppressive. And super successful at top. Yeah. I mean, like, you take out somebody on the team, right? It doesn't matter who. It turns it into a 4v4. So if your 4v4 is better than their 4v4, you're going to win.
Ezreal locked in too.
You know, I'm happy about that. That's way better than a misfortune.
Did Ally Dragon play last game? Was that their support? I feel like I did not see her. I might be dumb, though. Either way, I mean, Nami stays in the game. Pyke locked in too. I guess they heard me talking about Pyke. And decided he's broken.
He is broken.
I find him super, super strong, but I mean, it's hard execution. You're not always going to get it him.
Yeah. Into a Nami, though, really great idea.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Into an Ezreal, not as much, but still possibly successful. So, I mean, Ezreal, yeah, but it's not because of the E, honestly, to me. Pyke does well if you don't have enough damage to deal with him, you know, because he'll just heal it back up. So if you're going to Ezreal, you know, he relies on the poking to keep you oppressed. And the Pyke can handle the poke. He can handle the poke. He dishes out decent damage himself. He can definitely out damage Ezreal on his own, and they still get to pick up an AD carry, you know, so.
I mean, respect ban coming out with the Tristana.
Yep. They don't want to deal with it again.
Don't really think they would have played him twice. Interesting to see the Sejuani ban, seeing Sejuani wasn't really that effective last game.
Well, they haven't picked their AD carry, and they haven't picked, well, their possible mid laner or jungler. We've yet to figure that part out. So honestly, they're just gonna try and ban out the AD carry, and that's safe. Yep. It's safe and it's smart. Yep. So nice Tristana ban, Jhin ban. Okay.
Just trying to focus Carter there. And the Caitlyn lock. Oh, not locked in. Spoke too soon.
Not quite,
Just
but
forward.
Caitlyn is pretty decent into Ezreal if you don't suck.
And with the Pike, if you can get a good prediction on where the Pike's gonna pull them, put the trap right there so it'll land on it. That's a good combo, definitely.
Yeah. Ooh, Zaya instead.
Yeah, yes, Kang, it is indeed Clad. That is who I am, as a person.
Zaya's okay. I mean, if you don't got the Rakan, that can be a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, that
She's fine.
Zaya pretty much without Rakan, to me, Zaya comes down
Yeah.
to just personal skill.
Yeah. I mean, she's fine. She's not great on her own, but she
I
works.
would have liked Caitlyn a lot more.
I agree with that one. I think Caitlyn would have been safer, especially into the Ezreal Nami. If you got a Pike, you might as well bully them, right?
Yeah.
Lone Win is opting to go for the Lux mid lane, possibly. Not a bad pick right there. So, and we do see the Lux getting locked in. All right. So, and if I don't know if you noticed, but Aniri gets to wait until all the way to the end of the draft to be able to counter pick with his mid laner because he thinks he's the hot stuff.
I'm hoping for like either another Akali or maybe a Katarina or something. Something that can get in Lux's face.
Yeah, I
and,
could see a Katarina being a really good pick
Talon.
here. Oh, but we do see Talon. That is interesting. So because they took the Talia jungle, they were perfectly fine with going with yet another AD champion. They've already got an assassin Pike, so I mean, they are really trying to nail down the squishy targets on the side of EH.
Yep. But at the same time, Olaf, I mean, other than Clad, he can pretty much get on anyone and just kill them. I mean, they can't stun him. So like, how can Zaya or Pike really, other than raw damage?
Well, let's think about last game. What did they struggle? What did EH struggle with the most when it came to team fighting?
Doing it too early and just doing it on the wrong person.
Exactly. So what do you do when you can't deal with the one assassin who is screwing up your entire strategy by diving your backline? What do you do?
Just jump on him, just get on him.
You get two assassins
Nope.
and make it twice as many assassins going for your backline that you have to deal with now.
I mean, I feel like this could go. I said this last game, and it should have gone in EH's favor because if they executed correctly, they should have won that. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the Talia jungle, I don't see that working at low elo.
Yeah, and I mean they gave Wizard
with Pike.
another really aggressive top laner in Mordekaiser, but this time instead of going into a Nico who's squishier, they're into a Kled and they have to burn through a lot more health to try and get those kills. So I think that was a really smart pick as long as they can play safe. And they'll be able to survive that lane easier. They've got the Olaf who can run past a ton and is going to be diving again, but that's not what they need into a Talon Pike.
But at the same time, like, there's not much wave clear on the side of EH. I mean, Mordekaiser can use all of his abilities to wave. Lux can sit there and E and E and E and has Q and Q and Q, but they don't really have much wave clear. And Zaya has great wave clear.
Yeah, they got the Zaya, Talon. Talon's got good wave clear. Talia can deal with the wave as well. Olaf is going to be very, very useless.
I mean, if it comes down to execution, I might have to give it to EGA here based on last game because they messed up a lot less than EH did. And I mean, with how EH's ADC was playing, I could see Ezreal eating into something he shouldn't eat into constantly. Because that was a big issue last game with the Misfortune not even having a movement ability and still ending up melee range. So, I mean, if they can clean it up, they can definitely win. But I don't know, I might have to give the edge to EGA in this game.
Yeah, I think EGA definitely has the better team comp for how it played out last game, especially. You know, Lux does have the ability to carry games. Ezreal does have the ability to carry games. He's extremely slippery. But when you're going into the damage that's coming out from a Talon and a Pike, especially in the early game where the Talon can roam like crazy, you know, I gotta be worried about how helpful this Olaf is going to be.
Yeah.
In
but
comparison.
Something also to keep in mind, like the way Wizard was playing last game, he was playing to get picks and to not really get picks because he's jumping in 5-on-1, but aim at one person and kill them, and that's what Mordekaiser does. You can just click R and then it's just them.
True.
So it's like an enhanced Camille more or less.
Yeah, they're really relying on this Mordekaiser to pull them through if they want to go about it that way. You know, you got to remember when it comes to Mordekaiser, he gets to pull somebody out, but you got to remember you still get to fight 4 people. So, I mean, if you're looking at the Olaf, the Lux, Ezreal, Nami, is that enough to be able to deal with the rest of the people? Like, you have to pick it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And they were struggling with that. Wizard was struggling with it in the late game. If they get the Ezreal going, I think that's going to be the best bet. Is just consistently having the Olaf gank the Ezreal that's getting pushed in, you know, from the Xayah Pike, and going off it that way. Because yes, Pike can go in, but I mean, once he's gone in with his abilities, he doesn't do any more damage. You know, he's done. So definitely getting that Olaf to come down bot lane and take care of something with the Ezreal, you know, getting a lead if possible. I think that's the way to do it, because we know Wizard's going to be fine. He's not going to win the lane as crazy as he did last game, but he will be fine.
Yeah. What do you see as EH's win condition?
I mean, I'll preface it with the Ezreal doing fine, but like Lux is going to have an issue with the Talon. You know, it's going to be the Olaf picking a lane and getting that lane ahead. That will be their win condition. And it can't be the Mordekaiser. We've already seen that. He needs to get... Wizard will be fine. You need to get a carry lane going. Nice little pause timer coming in here.
Good. Pretty
That's
standard.
what you want.
For,
good old duo. Although I do have this issue a lot with my top laner. He likes disconnecting from games for some reason. He does it on purpose, too.
Didn't actually get a good look.
I'm still cheering for EH in general, just because, you know, Aneri deserves to lose. But I mean, like, you're making it really difficult for us.
What do you think of Dark Harvest?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Won't stack for a while, but with how her damage comes out, with how her Q works in team fights, I think it'll be fine.
I think they're taking a huge risk. First off, taking Talia. Second off, taking Dark Harvest on Talia. You're putting a lot of trust into Starstream.
Well, maybe not as much that. I think
Maybe
you're putting
too
more
much
trust. I think you're putting more trust into your AD carry and mid doing fine. Because you can't gank on Talia unless she gets her ult. So it's actually a really good thing that they ended up taking a roaming mid, because if Aneri gets ahead on Talon, you can roam with it and basically be a pseudo jungler for whichever lane that you need it.
I mean, it's set to be a good one if it ever starts.
Did you give them your army internet?
You know, I would not wish that on anyone in the world. So no, I did
How
not.
bad is it? I'm curious. Like, are we talking 15 megabytes per second? Are we talking like 5 megabytes per second? Or does it just drop a lot? Like, what are we talking about?
It drops a lot. I mean, when it's working, it works pretty well, but it drops every like 30 minutes.
Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone. I would not have blind picked Lux. Like, it's a safe pick. It's easy to get ahead. But you can't blind pick it into a Neri who is known for playing pretty high mobility mid laners. You know, he's got the Akali. He tried playing Azir and failed, but I mean, like, it's still got a dash. You know, he likes having that dash. Even when he plays Vlad, he's gonna take Proto Belt. So it's tough to go Lux if you don't know what they're going to pick, especially to somebody who's known for taking assassins and divers and stuff like that. Lux will struggle with that every time. Sad he didn't go Katarina. I think you mentioned that in the draft. That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, that would have been cool to see. But I mean, I feel like it's okay to blind pick Lux if you haven't already picked a support. I feel like
True.
I would have loved to see a Lux pick where Nami picked.
Yeah. That's true. The Nami pick came out real early.
So if you first pick Lux, I mean, he's not going to counter that. Either way, he had less picks, so he's going to counter what you picked. But he would have had less time to think about it.
I mean, they had plenty of time to think about this draft, right? So, and with a lot of people saying it in the Twitch chat as well, I kind of agree with it, where the drafting this game felt really off. Last game was great, and I think it went pretty well. There were some slip-ups. I still think Misfortune was a terrible idea, but if they had executed the Camille fine, it would have gone great. And then this draft, if you look at it, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just relying on them to be adequately strong on the picks that they ended up choosing to get those lanes going.
The yards are coming out.
That's a lot of trust.
Looks like we're finally going to get into the second game.
Yep. There might be an invade. You know, they got the Lux snare coming down.
I'd love to see one.
You know, Olaf will do more damage if he's low on health. You know, a lot of damage. I think people undervalue the damage that he gives. Could be a nice little pick.
If they 5-man stack and Mord decides for some reason to start E, you know, you have the Lux snare, you have the Mord grab, you have the Klepto and the Ezreal getting more gold. You have Olaf throwing the axe, Nami bubble. They have pretty good invade.
Yeah.
Much well, I don't know.
And then you
better,
got the pike pole. Oh, we do see them clumping a little bit. They might be doing a cheeky invade on the south side of the river, trying to go for that bush, trying to get there before Nami.
It's gonna be close.
That's gonna be the way to start this game off.
They took the long way. I don't think they're gonna make it.
No, that's actually the way to do it, because they don't spot you out coming around the top bend. You get spotted out going around the bottom bend. Pike misses the Q. Talia does get the Q off. Kled gets a Q. Nice flash burned. Bye-bye, Ezreal flash. Now you just get to rely on your E.
Well, I mean, I guess that's something to get. I mean, you can't complain.
Yeah, it makes him play a little bit safer. You know, a lot of the time he'll use the WE combo in lane to get a good chunk of damage off. So down going for a cheeky ward on the Raptors to try and spot out the jungler, seeing which path he's taking. I'm not familiar with Olaf enough to know which path is optimal for him. Most of the time, if you are starting on the red side for blue, you want to do
full clear.
What? No.
I would assume full clear because when he's on low health, he's doing more damage.
Yes, but most people won't full clear anymore, so it's fine. If you're full clearing right now in the current meta, you're doing it wrong.
I don't know. I just feel like his early ganks are so weak that I mean they're not that weak, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you're comparing it to Talia, so
yeah,
I think compared to a Talia, it's better. Oop, Ezra might be getting caught out here. Already burned his flash, so he's just hoping to not get rooted by the Xayah. And the heal does come down for Ezreal to keep him alive.
Yep. This Pike already paying dividends.
It was a good pick to try and get the flash off the Ezreal. Kled getting a nice trade on the Mordekaiser, but I guess he forgot that Mordekaiser has a nice little rain of metal flying around him all the time when he autos attack. So
and a pause.
Good trade in the top lane, honestly, from Wizard. Lone Win is claiming DDoS. Well, okay. That's an interesting claim to make.
Report Rito. Report Co.
I love it. we can't win when it comes to team fighting you. So we're going to pause the game and blame you DDoSing. Genius.
Yep. Oh, and they're back are. How about those Red Sox? You know what? I'm going to take this time to say Red Sox are awful. Yankees all the way. I'm from New York. You got to go with the Yankees.
All right. Well, I'm going to use more baseball terms when it comes to describing this game as much as possible then. I think that would be fun.
Hell yeah. As long as it's not the Red Sox. I went to one Red Sox game once. I got family in Boston. They lost 14-3. It was one of the best games I've ever seen.
I used to live a block away from Wrigley Field.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Pretty famous.
Yeah, it's not very fun living in the city. Nice trade coming down from the Lux. Lux getting shoved in just because Talon's going to, you know, pressure her off the wave a little bit. Just with inherently, you know, using his W to kind of zone out. So Lux has to consistently poke enough to get Talon into a reasonable spot to fight him, but at the same time trying to keep herself safe. It's a very dangerous game. Nice poking down on a Neri. Lux going for the damage, but a Neri jumping in with the Q and the Ignite. Olaf coming in for a really well-timed gang.
What? Okay.
Oh, a good, no, that's a good juke. So a Neri looking like he's going for the dive on the Lux.
I just didn't expect it.
Flash over the wall.
I didn't expect it at all.
A home run of a dodge and a stolen second base for the Talon.
Yeah, it was a triple
Ball
play right
one.
there. Ball one. A little wide and outside. Ball one.
Pike going for another hook onto the Ezreal. Catches him a little off guard and not quite being able to put down the snare.
Ezreal's really low on mana though. If they keep engaging him, he won't. I don't think he'll be able to E away for that much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cheap spell too, so Kled gets the remount, goes for a Q on the Mordekaiser to get the healing down on him. Kled might have bitten off a bit more of the chew. Wizard going for the kill on him and might be able to succeed. Kled holding his flash. Odd.
Yeah, didn't even use flash.
That's going to be first blood over the Wizard again.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lone Wind walking up to try and finish off a cannon. And Neri going for the dive on it. Might be able to get the kill, and Neri goes down to the Lux. Pull coming down on Alley Dragon in the bot lane from the Pike, but not much is going to happen after that. Talia just looking for something, I guess. Not really helping out with their team very much, just trying to clear as much as possible. Wow. Misplays all across. Oh my gosh, Lone Wind, what are you doing? Lone Wind going for the execute.
And the
the auto attack comes down from Starstone to get a really stupid kill.
He got the flash off. I'll give
Strike
him that.
one.
Oh, that's.
I can't believe Lone Wind stayed. Like, okay, I've told my mid laner this, right? Because I had issues with my mid laner doing this, which is after you get a kill, you leave. If you don't have mana and you don't have health, you leave. You got the kill. The Lux even had TP, so even if you want to come back, you just TP. Talon roaming down to the south side jungle, looking for a little bit of a gank on the bot side, but Ezreal had already backed. So not much is going to happen there. He has to come back to the mid lane. Talia's sitting on the bot side river, not really able to do too much since most of her lanes are actually shoving real hard into the side of EH.
Yeah.
For no benefit.
Like I do like the vision on red team EGA on the bot side jungle.
Yeah, and I would chalk that up to the Talon being able to do a lot with any sort of vision that he has. You know, Talia's using a wall climb. Lone Wind might be caught out here. I'm not sure why they're standing there. Maybe going for a trade on a Neri. Obviously going completely screwing on them.
Mm-hmm.
Strike two for the Lux.
Yep.
Looking.
Getting close to strikeout.
Looking. Honestly, if that But the odd thing is Talia's the one getting the kills. So Talia came in earlier, if you guys remember, tried to get herself sacrificed in the turret, just gave her an on attack, flash out attack.
What I would have liked to seen from that though is immediate pressure with the vision you have. Immediate, like they had the health, they had the mana. I think they should have gone for it, to be honest. Like take the risk because they didn't know it, but Olaf wasn't going to be there to respond. They don't have any vision; they wouldn't have known.
Right.
Sometimes you got to take risks to get super ahead.
Yeah, this Olaf's walking all over these wards too. You know, when you're playing as a 5-stack, your jungler should be using that sweeper. And even though he's picked it up and chosen to go with it, which is smart, he's not using it.
Mm-hmm.
And this allows them to know, like Talia's in the correct spot to pick up the Olaf. She knows that the blue buff's not there yet, and is able to contest in the river a little bit.
Yep.
And picks up the scholar for her team. Iniri kind of coming in to try and help out Talia, just get some vision. Mordekaiser roaming down here to possibly get a pick there. Pyke gets a nice hook on the Ezreal in the bot lane, but Xayah is not in quite the right position to follow up on that. Needs the Q and the E to get that snare off.
Regardless, good poke. I mean, got the pressure. Xayah needed to continue.
Talon's going for the Olaf. Not quite able to steal the blue, but Olaf has to drop the ult to get away. The Ignite comes down to finish off the kill. Lone win. Why are you throwing that Q? Mordekaiser coming down to try and ult the Talon. Talon is running to get away and is going to get out with the skin of his teeth. Lot of missteps here. Pyke gets a nice hook on the Ezreal. Ignite goes off. Not going to be able to find anything there. And we do see a walk for the bot lane. Wizard getting a lot of damage from Talia, but not much else is going to happen there. Pyke going for deep.
Interesting.
Even though he's standing next to the Nami,
flash.
Pyke goes for the kill on the Ezreal. Why? Ezreal not only had the heal for himself, but he had the Nami heal as well. Why are you doing that? Miscommunication. Fault on the play.
Foul ball.
I'm actually trying to talk like a baseball caster, not just an umpire. I don't know if you noticed.
It's a mix. It's a healthy mix.
Ooh, nice engage coming down from the Xayah going deep here, able to get the ult off. This is going to be a double kill. Real easy snare. She can get the cooldowns. Talia coming down to help out her teammate, and that's where the Dark Harvest comes into play.
That was very well played by Xayah. Knowing her champion's strengths and weaknesses, knowing Talia is coming, that was really well played.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I mentioned pre-game, Ezreal does not have much damage early game. He didn't have the Mana Mune yet, and he had no mana, and this is going to be a pretty free Infernal Drake for the side of EGA.
Yeah. I mean, in these two games, I'm not how you say this, McHugh Nye, maybe that's how you say it. He's been kind of disappointing for me, at least.
I think it's just McKnight.
McKnight? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the farm differential right now, 40? He pretty much has a get farm button with his Q.
Yeah. I play AD carry myself. You do too. Yep. I think I would reevaluate how you're using your AD carry. That's the nicest way I can think of putting that.
Yep. I think, yeah.
Because they are not here. They're not present for these games. 58 to 94. Really? Even the Lux is doing better than that. That's pretty bad, dude. Ezreal going deep here.
I'm not sure what that was.
Nice. Well, that was a good engage. Yeah, well, I mean, that was a good engage. It was a good engage. He got some damage down on Xayah. Xayah has to back for it. But even then, you know, he was able to back to get the item. Like, that's the only reason she wasn't able to trade. Like, she's backing, you know, and let's look to see what item she picks up here. She's got the gold now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to go for her first seal item. And her ease damage scales with crit. Crit chance. So, I mean, she needed that.
Okay. So, I'm not saying McKnight is I'm just saying he should stick to his strengths as an ADC, and I feel like MF and Ezreal are not his strengths.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously EH has been doing well in the league, so I mean, it can't be just him. We aren't blaming him. It's just there's been a struggle these past 2 games. Wizard getting caught out here, getting caught out by many members of EGA, and Neri is going to steal the kill away from his other teammates. Nice ult coming down from Lone Wind. Lone Wind is picking up the kill with help from Nasian. And Neri going deep here to pick up Lone Wind.
Oh, the shield.
The snare
And
coming
the
down from the
shield.
Lux and the shield. Everything piled up to make it perfectly. But we do see Ezreal and Navi getting takeout in the bot lane. Kled is going to pick up both kills on the top side for his team. That went all the way for EGA. And
nice.
you got to thank the Kled for that one. I mean, that was looking real rough there, Neri.
Tube Sock saying MF is his one trick.
I hope not.
Yeah. I also hope not. I'm not 100% on that, but
And even if you are, you should at least know that you should either go Bork with Press the Attack or Lethality with Dark Harvest or Meteor. You should at least know that if you're a one-trick MF, okay?
or
Like, I
have
believe
Kofi's
you.
let him know.
Like, where he was in team fights wasn't terrible. There was a few times where he kind of overstepped to try and get the poke damage from his passive, but I mean, like, I'm watching this game, learning how he plays with the sole intention of using all of these against him on Friday. Okay? Like, we play them Friday. I will be lading into him Friday. And I feel bad for him.
I think. Oh, you know, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It's a little too toxic.
Yeah. Wizard is great. And look, he's still doing well.
Yep.
He has been solid. And he has been given the champions that I feel like he would do solid on. And we're suggesting that that might be the possibility for McKnight. Good engage here from the Kled. Kled has another pop from his E. We do have the Olaf running in with the Predator to try and kill the Kled. Kled does get it dismounted, and this is going to just be a chase down kill for him. Ooh, Kled might get the remount. Oh! Close one. And Neri's coming up to try and salvage the kills. Doesn't quite fully engage on the Nashian. Nashian is ticking down from the blood loss, but does get out because of the red buff.
Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, Talia's going for the kill. Talia does pick it up, gets a nice little Dark Harvest stack, and Neri finds himself in a Mordekaiser ult under the turret. Wizard doing real good there. Real good stuff there. Pike going for the kill with his ult, barely misses, but Talia's auto attack coming in clutch again. Wow.
Oh, is it a best of 5?
No, it's a best of 3. We're not doing 5 games.
Because Denley said we'll be running in game 3, which would make me think if it's a best of 3 that he intends to lose this game.
Maybe it's just a 3 block instead of an actual scrim.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that would make sense.
If you promise me that you guys will figure out how to draft, I'll definitely stream the 3rd game. But if you don't want to make the actual corrections to your draft, I don't feel like streaming it.
Hey, if it's a 3 block, I'm about it.
Oh, Ezreal ult coming down in here to do a bit more damage. Kled ult trying to pick off Lone Wind. Goes wide. Lone Wind just trying to get as much damage down before she goes down to the Talia. Talia sitting at 5-1-2. Here in the 4th inning at Wrigley Field. Talia really carrying with all the home runs that she's getting for her team. Nice little steal on the ball.
Also,
to the side of
nice
Zaya. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Olaf walks past, not quite understanding what he's doing right now, but Mordekaiser coming in, might take out the Pike real fast. Still doesn't quite have his ult back on, but he is going to take down Zaya for his troubles. Really good play there. He didn't even burn TP for that.
To be fair, it's a lot of resources, though, and they lost the tower for it. Yes, you got the kill, and yes, it was a decent play. You got shut down, which, I'll give them that, but it went on the Nami, and they lost the tower for it.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take. Does EH have a coach? That is a great question.
Also,
I don't actually know.
Okaretsu, I definitely won the game that I played Jin in. Anyways. Unless you're talking about last season. In which case, I was not in charge of drafting last season.
Oh, this already a highlight down. Good to see. Good to see.
We do have Lux sitting at 2-4-1. Bit rough there. Pyke roaming mid lane to try and get a pick on the Lux. Lux does dodge out the hook. And Neri is sitting at half health, not really willing to dive. Talia's got to use this Rift Herald mid, most likely. Got 3 other teammates there. Can pack her up super easily. Olaf doesn't really have much pressure in trying to prevent her from doing so. Lone Wind, that's a bit of a late Q. Maybe it was on cooldown there, but that might have been a really easy pick on the Talia had she been paying attention a little bit more on the Lux. Pyke's roaming around a ton, getting some pretty good vision here. Xayah, what are you doing? Mordekaiser just yanks her back. Where's the ult? There it is. Xayah's caught in the ult. Wizard's just trying to run her down. Easy pickings. D. Carter, I don't know what you were doing there. Mordekaiser trying to tank up 4 people's damage. And Neri extremely low, still leaping towards the side of EH, looking to do anything that he can. This might just be a free Rift Herald mid, and yeah, we do see Talia popping it.
Something I did notice though, build, I feel like is a little abnormal.
Sorry, you cut out there. What'd you say?
Xayah's build I feel like is a little abnormal.
Oh. Honestly, I've seen that quite a bit. Kled trying to do an engage here, does get dismounted, but right now I think they just went in to try and save the Rift Herald, but not really much of an effort put in that. Barrett's not going to be up for another minute and a half at least. I don't know if they're strong enough to take it. They do have an Infernal that will help them out. But,
Yeah,
you know, this
Kang
bot
saying
lane,
exactly-
like, look at the farm difference. My goodness.
Okaretsu's saying exactly what I was thinking. QSS or static shift. Against, you know, Mordekaiser, you can just QSS out of Mordekaiser ult. Locks with the snare. Nami
She
with
needs, I mean, she needs the damage. I won't blame her for that one. I agree.
It's either way.
Like, I don't think she should be building whatever that dagger builds into. I think she does need to do the QSS after 2 crit items. But as an AD carry in the current meta, you need 2 crit items. Ooh, he's got the TP to get out. No CC available for the Talon, so easy out for our good friend Wizard. Still doing consistently well. Not doing as well as last game, but holding his own. Needs to find himself in a little bit better positions for the team fights.
Yep. It's just a bit outside on these pitches. Keeps throwing balls and he just throws strike for once.
Man, this Ezreal's kind of in a rough spot. I mean, he's a good 63 farm down on the Xayah. Mordekaiser coming out on top of the Talia. Talia's trying to get away. Nice pick coming down on the Ezreal.
Really
Ezreal's feeling the Bane here. Xayah goes for the ult to try and finish the Mordekaiser and is successful. You know, it might look weird, but that Talia's doing plenty of damage. If you're ahead, it's not a bad idea to go what she did, especially into a Mordekaiser and a Nami that are going to be healing up so much. Good ult coming down from the Lux. Xayah is caught out here. Pyke extremely low, has to heal back up.
Nami takes the kill again.
Why? Why do you do this, Nami?
I think it was just a W that ended it.
Yeah, really.
Which, I mean,
good ult though.
Yeah, it was definitely. I don't know. I think I prefer QSS in this situation. Nature of the comp.
Well,
you just have
she was so far up. She was so far up when she got caught.
Not in that specific fight.
Buy KFC tonight.
Holy crap, Glancy! Don't do
All
that.
right, Lance. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Brought to you by KFC.
So it looks like the Xayah is going to be either going. Wait, hold on. No, she'll be building into Hurricane. because they changed it so that Phantom Dancer's now a Brawler's Glove instead of a dagger. So definitely a Hurricane coming down there. No QSS for her. They're really prime picking for the Mordekaiser. Now they're going to be going for their second Infernal Drake. And Neri's trying to catch out to Ezreal. Ezreal doesn't really have much to get out of this. Lux's ult goes wide, but Neri's taking his good old time to try and take out Ezreal, and Ezreal's going to get out. Flea's trying to pick up the ult. The kill with her ult, but Starshar's just going to find himself in the wrong spot. Nothing coming down for him. They did pick up the dragon, though, so that is the second Infernal Drake. Talia does get rooted, but pops it and goes golden. Good kill going over to the left.
Nami trying to steal the kill. Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
But I mean, that was a good turnaround.
This is the time for EH to try and do something with their comp. Definitely have the ability to push a little bit better than last game. Ezreal has the ability to melt through turrets a little easier with his W in comparison to MF. Xayah gets picked again. My screen is freezing for some reason. Oh, she barely gets out because of her ult. Wow, that caught my breath.
See, but instead of that ult, she could have just clicked the one button and just been done with it. Save that ult for later.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
that was a really bad time for my computer to freeze for a second.
I mean, I feel like after that fight went down and they got the 2 kills, or however many, 2 kills, I feel like I would have gone right to Baron off of that. The jungler dead. I mean, it would have been a little greedy and maybe they would have cleared a little slow, but I feel like it could have had massive dividends.
Yeah,
it's a rough call.
I agree.
Though.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they did the safe call, which was taking the turret. Mordekaiser does go for the ult on the Talon, but Talon is just a bit too more ahead than the Mordekaiser right now. Able to blast right through him with a good ult in the Shadow Realm. And it looks like the side of EGA is going to be trying to zone off this Baron, especially with the Mordekaiser down. This makes it a lot easier of a fight for them. Talia going real far to get the kill on McKnight. Amazing burst damage coming down from her. Now Olaf has to burn his ult to try and get out of here. Pyke does get the ult off. Xayah finishes off the kill on the Olaf.
Good snare by Lux to get the kill on the Pyke.
Ooh.
Really clean.
Good yank from the Pyke, but honestly, that was kind of stupid.
Dom's mic cut off.
Mine? Did my mic cut out? No, I think that's your internet, dude. Yeah, that's your internet, dude. Oh, well.
That's, you know.
Good old Army internet. Blames me for everything as well. Army. I got a friend in the Marines. It's fine.
That damn government.
Xayah's honestly being super aggressive here. Wide snare from Lone Wind. This might be her death. Xayah tries to go for the snare. Does get the root off. Neri pops over the wall. Ezreal has a nice pickup kill on the Xayah. A lot going on here that they honestly didn't want to have happen. Talia's in a rough spot here. Kled still going in. Olaf pops the ult again to get out. Jiminy Christmas. This Ezreal scaling a lot better than he was before. A nice pickup kill for him onto the Xayah. He's just got to keep scaling to keep him into this fight. But I don't know if they can scale fast enough. Kled is a very great frontliner right now. Has picked up the QSS.
I would love to see that pause.
There's the pause.
Something to mention during this pause, though. Xayah almost 100 CS in front of Ezreal with 2 kills and 2 assists on him.
Yeah, this is the game to count your CS per minute, but sadly it's just a scrim. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, this Ezreal, he's just having a rough go at it. I mean, he's starting to get strong damage. It's just been a rough game.
Yeah, he's already, like, if we're looking
Especially
at it, Xayah's got 3.5 items compared to Ezreal's 2 and a bit. Huge difference there. Ezreal needs at least 3 items to be considered a good 80 carry right now. And Xayah's got him beat. she's way past him in terms of how much damage this creature puts out in fights. His only option is to wait until Zaya's blown most of her cooldowns on somebody else, and then try and pick her off with the WEQ combo, you know? So, and Neri, though, you know, the pick on Talon, that's going to get outscaled eventually by Lux. So, this is going to be a game of attrition. Whoever can, if EH can last long enough, I think they have a chance. But if EGA can keep snowballing like they have been, you know, they're 5-1 turrets. They might have the second game in the bag.
Yep. Talon significantly ahead. Zaya significantly ahead. I mean, even Pyke does decent damage with the Duskblade. Kled is always a strong champion with the ult and everything. The engage is insane. Talia is ahead.
Talia has been getting picked off a little bit too easily in teamfights, having gone aggressive in the last two. Now seeing it at a 6-3 and 6 KDA. Was able to get the kill on Ezreal near the blue buff, if you remembered, but I mean, at what cost? She's a decent amount of their damage. She's got the hourglass though, so I mean, she can bait out a little bit of CC, you know, for what she's worth.
Yep.
But you know, makes me nervous when I see her diving full nilly into the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, every single lane pretty much on EGA is ahead. I mean, Kled is ahead in items. I'm pretty sure he's ahead in gold. Yep. So, I mean, it's going to be a rough game of turtling ahead if EH want to pull this one out.
Apparently, Aniri went the Storm Area 51.
Oh, good. Good to hear.
I'm not surprised. He is the alien, not the human, so.
Because of his out-of-this-world combos, obviously.
Sure.
Out of this world, awful.
Sure.
Strike 3. That's a strikeout.
Yeah. I'll agree to that one. Baron buff is up again for them to take and possibly contest. There are two red wards leading to it. Yeah, I think they're getting a little cocky here. Ooh, but they might be walking right into it. Ooh, good Lux ult to get the Starstro down. Starstro cut off from the rest of his team. Mordekaiser's just trying to get himself into a safer position. Kled does get remounted, trying to get the kill on to the Nami. Iniri popping in himself. Ezreal going down in a flash. Mordekaiser doing as much as he can before he gets destroyed as well. Talia lives through everything that just happened. Talia lives.
Yep. I mean, these are not the fights you got to be taking when you're this far behind. You got to stay with your turrets.
Yeah, really good focus on Aniri when he popped over that wall. But kill the Talia.
Yep.
She's sitting over there. She's just burned everything.
Especially with this dragon coming up. Get that smite out of the way.
Yeah.
But it's not looking like it's going to really matter.
Yeah, that's another Infernal Drake going over to the side of the EGA. And I'm going to have to say that's it. I mean, with what we were talking about with Talon and maybe the Pyke getting outscaled, you've got 3 red drakes now. You're not getting outscaled by anything. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah.
I think EH is just tired, dude.
Yeah. Even their vision is just like they're starting to get it back slowly right now, but it's just been lacking most of the game, which was a problem last game too.
Yeah, if we're gonna look over at farm as well, you know, Olaf's trailing the Talia. Olaf is getting engaged on by Rokitogi again, already at half health, popping the ult again. He's been using these ults more defensively than offensively, I've noticed. Not able to use it towards any actual CC in these team fights. Every single lane is up in CS. There is a 10k gold difference. There is a 3 Infernal Drake difference, and now we see EGA going for the Baron.
Yeah, and I mean, EH sees it. They got the alteration on it, but they might just burst it down too quick.
Yeah, Olaf does not have his ult to run in here, and this is going to go real easily over to the Talia. Olaf is not able to do much as the Kled pops back into the fight. Mordekaiser is sitting on the back line, able to absorb pressure from 3. Kled does be able to remount, though, so keeping himself safe. Talia is going in with the ult. Not really much else that they can pick up unless they've got a huge misplay. Still trying to go for as much as they can. Going golden on Talia. Huge damage coming down from Ezreal now, but not going to be enough to swing that fight over in their favor. And the Baron's going to go right over the EGA.
Yeah. I mean, at least Mordekaiser got the 2 kills out of it, which was, I mean, it's negligible almost, but it's something, and that's how you got to start getting back. You got to start winning those fights. They gave up the Baron, but they got kills out of it. They slowed down the push a little bit, and that's what you got to do.
Boy, man, that's a 7-4-5 Xayah. That's a 9-7-7 Talon, and then is a 7-3-9 Talia at 29 minutes with 3 Infernals and a Baron buff. I wouldn't want to play into that. I would be extremely discouraged. And
I
sad.
would too, but at the same time, any game is winnable, especially in the CeeLo. So if they play it right, they could still win.
Yep.
I mean, every team in this league is gonna make a mistake, and
Ooh,
you just gotta be
Aniri's
able to
over here.
capitalize on it.
Aniri's here looking for Wizard, wants to try and get a solo kill, but I think they kind of have an inkling of him being over here. Aniri popping over the wall. Mordekaiser might go for an ult here, possibly. He does. Wait. That looked odd. Okay, whatever. Xayah's shoving down mid with the rest of the minions, and this might be GG if they can get the minion. Ooh, Xayah getting picked off here. Is able to take out the Ezreal with her, but Mordekaiser getting the kill on her. Mordekaiser just trying to go for the pike now as well. Still does not have his ult. Mordekaiser doing a ton of work on the front line for his team with the help of the Nami. Olaf just sitting top, not doing anything. Talia's got enough AP to get through this turret real fast if they're not careful.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, Talia's just going to get...
Talia.
Wow!
Lux, though.
Lux, what are you doing there? I'd say being greedy. Rokidoki pushing on the top lane, and he sees himself and in him. Fletch just going to back out here and keep himself safe with the Baron buff. Turret going down. Free Nexus turret from the side of EGA. Yeah.
They just don't have it.
Well, if they don't got their Lux, they don't have it. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah.
Kled still has the Baron buff, so their best bet right now is to kind of group bot with the wave, push it in a little faster than the rest of the waves, and hope their supers can keep EH at bay. But, you know, if they take too long at trying to get into this base, that's a lot of gold from those super minions.
Yeah. I mean, they're winning fights now. I'll give them that. But then they just they get greedy, which is, I find that to be one of the biggest weaknesses of my old team. It's getting too
letting
hungry.
go engage on the bot lane along with the Pike hook. Does get the stun off, but now Pike finds himself in a bit of danger hanging out in the Shadow Realm with the Mordekaiser. Not quite getting away, but Kled does use his dash to get through the Mordekaiser. Can't pop it again. Is dismounted. Iniri just waiting and biding his time, but a big amount of damage from Lux. That's what we're talking about with the scaling from her. Tila not being able to pop like she wanted to, but Xayah doing as much work as she can to stall. Not able to do much. Mordekaiser and the Lux ults coming in clutch for the side of EH right now. Wow.
And I'm not saying we are, but we could be seeing the starts of a very well could.
They're still looking at 3 Infernal Drakes. They're going to be waiting a long time to fully out damage. And, you know, they're still going to have the struggles with having a very low front line right now. You know, they're working on slipperiness being their defense. Talia's got to get dropped here for going way too hard in the paint to try and kill an Ezreal. Honestly, not the most valuable person on the side of EH.
It's you hate to see it, but it's constant greed. They just want more and more instead of taking small losses. They're taking big losses.
Yeah, this is definitely nice steal coming down from Lone Wind.
Ooh.
Well done, well done.
There wasn't even vision on that.
Nope.
That was a blind ult.
Yeah. So they got a Water Drake and a Wind Drake against a bunch of Fire Lords.
Hey, those Wind Drakes.
I don't know, man. It does help the Olaf get into a position, but in terms of actually in a team fight, you know, that's not really what you want.
No.
When it comes to objectives, I think the best bet would would be to go for that Elder Drake just to prevent EGA getting that 3 Infernal Dragon Elder Drake. I mean, like that's serious right there.
Oh boy, that was funny.
I mean, Starstro has always made a name for himself for being terrible at securing and good at stealing. So, are we really surprised? Not really.
I don't think so.
Baron is back up, and it looks like EGA is going to be starting it up. Talia burning her ult just to get there on time.
Which
and
I don't
there's
know why,
not going to be a contest here. They cannot contest this in the slightest.
However,
Easy Baron over.
They also did tell them, hey, we're doing Baron.
True.
Which I feel like automatically calls go right for Kled. I think they took too long on it.
Yeah, what the heck was that ult, Kled? Alright, whatever.
Surrender vote failed. Red team. Okay.
I would say that was after the
assume,
dragon.
I can only assume who put that up.
Yeah. Yep.
But, I mean, Talia ulting there should have been immediate. They're doing Baron, go on Kled now. But they just took too long to answer. And now they're just in the wave clear game. Two scimitars picked up by Kled and Xayah. So they have their QSSs ready, they have them built out. And that's full build for Xayah.
Inhibs are coming back out for the side of EH, so maybe getting themselves a little bit of breathing room. Some really good vision control coming over for the side of EGA to try and snuff out any sort of indication of where they might be rotating to next. They do have the Baron on all of their players as well, so they can split this pretty easily. You know, Kled especially with his ult coming back up. Talia does have to go golden here. Mordekaiser does pull him back into the ult. Mordekaiser's on the front line, taking as much as he can. Talia is stuck in the Shadow Realm. Wizard did pick up the AP from the kill on her. Pyke is trying to just get out with his life. Pyke not really being helpful right now.
Yeah. He was pretty good early game, but he's not even damage wise, just personal skill wise.
Yeah, I would say that Pyke kind of helps out this Mordekaiser a little bit more than he would want to right now.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, although they have 10k gold lead, these fights are close. I mean, they're getting to the point where everyone's pretty much all scaled up.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly,
Almost.
It is a huge gold lead, mostly because of the Xayah. You know, Xayah's got 300 farm at 36 minutes. That's good. That's really good, right?
Yeah.
But the kills are 29 to 30.
Yeah.
And they're all on board.
Yeah, they are on board. And there's a decent amount of Lux. She has decent farm, more than her lane opponent. So she's doing the damage she needs to.
Yep, finally caught up in farming.
Ward is really keeping them in this game right now.
Yeah. And they've just been feasting on super minions. You know, whenever EGA came to try and take the base, they failed pretty drastically. So you know,
they're turtling us pretty well.
It's more like the aggressive team is being really crap at being aggressive.
Yeah, well.
We do see as the Xayah has picked up the Mercurial Scimitar. We do see the Pyke with one as well being built. Kled already has one. We do have Goldies on the jungler. Oh, but we do see it. She has not used it, but she does kite it out. Lux going for a big ult on 3 members. Iniri getting dropped low along with Starstro. Pyke going hard in the paint to try and get a little bit more of a pick.
I think that's
getting dropped. And yeah, this is going to be game. Roll fast.
There it is.
All right. Ooh, Nami gets pulled by the Pyke. Pyke goes for the ult on the Nexus, but we're going to see the game end a little too soon.
Yep.
GG. Wows. Wow. Just wow.
Just wow.
Just wow.
I mean, you can't argue the results.
Yeah, yes, but holy crap. Huge. I have huge issues with the comp for the first game. And then for the second game, you know, Olaf was useless. I'm sorry. Like, every single time we saw Olaf ulting, he was running away from being caught out. Every time. And you can't have that happen. I'm sorry. If you're playing Olaf, you have to play him aggressive, and he didn't have anyone to play aggressive with him.
I mean, I feel like they're losing these in the draft almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that one. You know, and Mordekaiser was a great pick, and other than that, I think they struggled. You know, if a Neri is going to play high mobility mid laners, you can't throw a person like Lux into him, and you can't. I don't know. They relied on McKnight in a very odd way.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go look at the damage real quick. That game, we did see Xayah topping it off, so EH not winning out on damage there, but Lux being able to carry her team, doing more damage not only than the Talon, but also the Talia as well. Definitely had the potential there, especially when we were looking at the KDAs near the end of the game, you know, with 29 to 30 kills. In that regard, it was close, but when you looked at the gold, I mean, it was stupid far apart.
I mean, you hate to see it, but they won twice.
Wow.
And Neri had a major role in that.
13,
Can't really take that away from him.
13 control wards bought on Olaf, 0 for Mordekaiser and Lux.
Oh,
Purchased, by the way. Not even placed. Zippo bot.
That's rough. That's definitely rough.
Yeah, Visions, if we're, you know, when we go over to look at the Vision score, Xayah was sitting at a nice 57 as an 80 carry into Ezreal's 19.
Yeah.
Big oof.
That's, keep in mind, that's a sub. That's not even...
Wow. Wait, is Ezreal a sub?
No, Xayah.
Xayah's a sub?
Tube Sucks is the main, if I remember correctly.
Well, I would consider keeping this 80 carry. They are not bad.
Yeah.
342 farm at 38 minutes. She was full build. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good farm.
That's home run style farm.
Yeah. So really well played from most of EH. Well played from EGA. They are playing a third game, but I'm still deciding whether or not to stream it because I am exhausted as all get out. I don't know. I'll think about it. And well, wait. Do you want to keep doing this? All right, Twitch chat. Who's interested in staying up to see a third game? I'm just curious. Who actually wants us to do this?
Oh, Carter wants it.
Yeah, well,
Carter's
yeah,
in the
I know
game, so
you
she-
want it because you're playing it no matter what. I'm asking the people spectating this game. Oh, Tube Socks, you're playing?
No one.
What? Hold on, is Tube Socks actually playing?
Yeah, Tube's playing.
All right, I'll stream it.
Yeah!
God.
All right, I'm streaming it. Tube Socks showed up.
That's what I like to see.
Son of a gun! I hate you guys so much. All right, give us a quick break. We'll be right back.
bright. It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. I wanna taste your content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Just wanna be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. I wanna know your dark side. I wanna know your secrets. I wanna be your lifeline. So I wait for you, wait for me. Wait for you, wait for me. Tell me you're more than just a highlight. Pretty pictures on the outside. I hate to stare at you through these lights. So I wait for you, wait for me. Wait for you, wait for me. Clicking
Hello, everyone. I'm tired, but I guess I'm going to stay up and stare at my computer a little bit longer with everybody because y'all love me. And you love my computer for streaming. So we're staying up to do some more games. We got EGA back on the left side. I didn't switch to title cards because I'm lazy. But I'm telling you now, you can also tell by the bans if you were to look over. They banned the Vigar again for Lone Win, and they're going to ban the Vladimir for Iniri because that's how this works. Oh no, we're going to get a Nautilus ban instead. Also,
Now,
Okaretsu, you can keep your opinions to yourself.
It might be a good idea to switch it to the League client on the stream, though. I think that'd be a stellar choice.
I did.
Oh, I don't see it.
You gotta remember, they're on a delay.
There
They're on a
it is.
20-second delay. So you were on a delay.
Maybe you're on a delay. How about that?
No, well, everyone in the world's on a delay, right? Anyways, we don't see the ban coming down for the Vlad yet.
Oh, he might. Yeah, they might let the Vlad through.
They might. It depends. It depends on how memey they want to be.
I think they're gonna let him first pick Vlad.
Yeah, we don't want to see any JoJo's references though, so I definitely don't want to see a Vlad getting through. I don't want to deal with it. Let's see if they wanna go for it. The Zaya ban coming down, which is interesting, which leaves Susana up again.
Wait. Oh, because his tube sock's playing. Okay. So maybe he's scared of it. No ban.
What?
No ban.
What?
Okay.
Oh! This is a
they think they're
meme.
hot shit.
This is a meme.
They might take the Vlad.
Oh, you think? You think they're gonna give low?
I think that was their plan.
All right. Here's the thing. So I main Jin, right? So if somebody were to play Jin into me, I know exactly how to counter it.
First
and
off,
I
that's
think
wrong.
what? Playing Jin? Anyways, I know how to counter Jin, right? I know where he screws up. You know what struggle with the champ. I would not imagine them playing Vlad into a Neri and being successful. So we do see a Rek'Sai, which is very different from the last two junglers we've seen from Nacian. You know, he went Sejuani first, really high CC, really high tank, and then he goes to Olaf, no CC, hard engage. You know, the ban was Vlad and it just didn't show up for us. Okay, so I guess they coordinated that and they're like, hey, we screwed up. Vlad did get banned. Thank you for letting me know, Tube Socks. Thanks for paying attention to the stream. Kaisa coming down for McKnight. So, you know, we were talking about how Ezreal wasn't really working out, MF wasn't really working out. And both of those kind of fit the same niche in terms of, you know, they're kind of more of a poking lane, you know. So the Kaisa is a big shift away from that. You know, Soraka has to deal with Thresh though. So what do you think?
I love to see. I am a Kaisa main. I love Kaisa. Watch Kaisa. She has so much potential to play really well. Pretty decently high skill cap, but I love to see her played. Definitely.
Yeah. Thresh does get a bit of a field day with Soraka. Pretty easy lane for him to deal with. So might be a stomp there too. Tube Socks is playing this game, which is honestly one of the only reasons I'm still streaming. Just because we want to see how that lane fares this time. Honestly, D Carter, you did good in the last two games, especially the last one with Zaya. I'm super sad to see you go for this one, but you know what they say about the OG being the real G.
What do they say?
That the OG is the real G. I just said it. What are you talking about?
It sounded like there was a follow-up. I don't know.
Oh, no. So Akali gets banned out. Ezreal gets banned out, which is interesting. I would leave up Ezreal.
Yeah, especially Kaisa plays really well in Tez.
Yeah. Mordekaiser getting a focus ban, and Neri getting a nice respect ban. Interestingly enough, worried about Lone Wind's Ahri all of a sudden. even though it has not been played and not been banned and not been picked. So maybe he's just memeing. I don't know. I can't tell with
when
him.
I played against EGA, we were between two bans. I was saying to ban Vladimir, and decided to ban Ezreal, and it didn't go great. I lost that game, and it was because of the Vladimir pick.
Yeah.
So, like, I can relate with.
Well, Vlad is banned, so I feel like Ezreal
was a misban.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to worry about the Vlad.
Sure.
LeBlanc coming down. This time, EH does get the last pickup, and they want to put it on their mid laner to try and counter out whatever Iniri goes with, and it will be the LeBlanc.
Now, I would have liked to see a Braum over Thresh here, just because Kindred and Jinx. Like, whenever I see a Kindred jungle, I just think Braum should be on that team. Having two ADCs, just so much potential to trigger that passive so many more times.
I'm triggered by my passive, if you know what I mean.
No.
Okay.
But, who do you think has the better...
Right now, I'm really confused why Lone Wind took Brand into LeBlanc.
Yes. 100% yes.
That's an odd one, bud.
Ornn's real strong. Like,
Ornn
he might
is
not
good.
do a lot of damage, but he has so much utility.
Remember, Event Horizon has been having a chance in these games because of their top lane, and now they get to play a Darius into an Ornn with a Rek'Sai who's a lot easier to gank with.
Yep.
Than an Olaf early game. I mean, that's night and day difference.
Yep.
So, they also have the Kaisa, really good with the Rek'Sai. You know, you got so much more magic damage in this comp, though, between the Brand and the Kaisa, and then you still got Kaisa's base damage from autos, and then you got the Rek'Sai and the Darius. Like, that's a lot of damage.
It is. And, they have a lot of... you said this both games now. They have potential, but it all comes down to actual utilization of the kits and the team comp, and I don't know if they're up to it.
This is going to be a big difference between laning phase and team fighting, because I would definitely give it over to EGA for team fighting. They have an amazing comp for that. Just between the Kindred, Jinx, Thresh, and Ornn, you're golden. And then you got LeBlanc coming in from hopefully the sides, going for the picks on Brand, on Soraka especially. Really good team fighting. But when it looks at the lane, Brand does have the chance, if he lands stuff, to poke out the LeBlanc. Darius has the ability to bully out Ornn, especially if Rek'Sai's showing up to top lane. Kaisa has the opportunity to beat out Jinx. That goes well for her, usually. Just because of the burst damage that comes out. So, it's tough.
Yeah. My two mains in bot lane, Kaisa and Jinx. I'm a lot like Shuno. Kaisa and Jinx. That's who I play, mainly. And they're both being played here. I definitely give this bot lane to EGA. Jinx Thresh is such a strong combo, and Kaisa thrives on having 8 ports that have CC, and Soraka does not have much.
True.
I definitely, if they're playing how they've been playing in the past 2 games, even though TubeSock, refreshed in, it's not the other ADC anymore, I still give the spot lane to EGA handily.
Yeah.
However, mid lane, also EGA.
Yeah, they do have the Kindred ults. The Kindred ults for the Brand to kind of counter the Brand bit. I think Lone Wind is really showing his cards here as playing casters. He's known for his Vigar. He's played Lux. Shoot, what did he play in that other game? He played frickin'. Gosh,
it obviously wasn't that impactful.
No.
I don't remember. I'm blanking.
I can't remember.
Twitch chat, help us out.
pretty sure it was a caster as well. So
Pretty low in
he's
play
showing that, and he's going to struggle into Iniri. Iniri plays assassins. He plays champions that are very slippery. Akali, he plays.
Oh, I played Syndra. That's right, Syndra.
Syndra, see? He plays casters. So he's going to struggle into somebody who's very good at diving.
Yeah.
And his champ pool's showing. And the weaknesses of it.
And keep in mind, these two teams are considered the top two teams of the league. Now, even though I just left the team, I consider C right under them. Like, I know all the players on that team. They're actually all really good players. It's just the decision making is off. So if they clean that up, they can definitely compete against these teams. But right now, these two teams are at the top, and EGA keeps winning.
Yeah.
So if this is anything to go by, even though these are just scrims, it looks like EGA is, even though they're down one in the rankings, I think they're still at the top.
You know, I agree with you there. I'd like to add that I think EH is showing some huge chinks in their armor. Like, yeah, Lone Wind is a great mid laner, but he seems to be only comfortable on a specific kind of mid laner. And that is so easy to negate. McKnight is showing himself to kind of struggle with certain aspects as well as an AD carry when it comes down to it. And it has to be the decision on them of whether or not they want to adjust and have, you know, Lone Wind pick up different picks, or if they need to modify their top laner who has been doing consistently amazingly well, especially compared to, like, I would say he's on level with like Zephyr for just plain skill, and have him play somebody who can TP, as you mentioned, and do those TP plays, you know, through the mid or bot lane and help snowball his lead that he normally gets.
Like something you really see, or even just like the Plat League, you see teleport plays. They're so strong. Teleport is such a big asset to the top laner, and we haven't seen either on any side for either game.
Yeah.
So that's something I'd like to see both teams work on, just like trying to coordinate with their top lane, down to bot lane, make a play on bot lane, rotate right to dragon, maybe rotate to tower, but...
Yep. Well, Aniri's going to be trying to look to bully out this brand. Darius is going to be looking to bully out his lane, and then we've got a very interesting matchup in the bot lane. Honestly, can swing both ways. I think Kai'Sa has a bit of an advantage over the Jinx, but then again, the Thresh is an advantage over the Soraka, so... I'll be looking to see bot lane being kind of a volatile lane and seeing which one Rek'Sai decides to gank to.
I think the difference between Lone Wind and McKnight is Lone Wind has, in my opinion, fixable issues. You can learn new champs. I see McKnight having fundamental issues. And those are a lot harder to fix.
Yeah. Good trade coming out here for the top lane. It looked like Ornn got the better deal out of it, but the bleed effect really hits you hard, especially in the early game. And that's most of the time why Darius ends up getting first blood is because they kind of misjudged the bleed effect from his passive.
Especially stacking it.
Yeah. Nice electrocute proc going off on the brand. Good
Keeps
trade there.
On.
Yeah, Brand kind of struggled a little bit with the farm here, but that's to be expected. Already burned his potions if he even had them. Just trying to stay in the lane. Darius going for a hard trade onto the Ornn. Flashes to get that last bleed effect going down. Tons of damage going on that Ornn.
But he just heals it back. I don't know if that flash was...
Kindred did do a full clear on the red side and is looking to gank the Darius. Darius does have a ward, so is going to get spotted out. But Ornn might... Oh, good pull by the Darius. Darius does get the first blood, but Kindred comes right top to pick up the return kill on him.
LeBlanc taking a turret shot, too.
Wizard doing similar things to what he's been doing, but Starshow on a champion that maybe it could be his ability to possibly punish this top lane aggression. We'll have to wait and see.
And if Darius, that was a really good pull by Darius. If he didn't pull there, Ornn would have gotten the knock up under tower and would have definitely gotten the kill without dying.
Oh yeah.
So that was really really well played by Darius for the situation he was in. He got the kill. But you know, it's a 1-for-1. First blood goes to Darius, but in the end, you know,
Kindred is doing well on farm. Is also roaming down to pick up possibly the first stack. Rek'Sai is coming over to the east side jungle maybe to contest that, so we might see a fight there happening pretty soon. Brand has shoved out the lane and is roaming down with his jungler to try and secure the scuttle. Kindred might be caught out here. It depends on if the bot lane can rotate up in time. But Kindred, yeah, Thresh is rotating a little faster than the side of EH right now, and they're gonna have to just back off of this and give the stack over to Kindred.
Nice play, but didn't pay off. That was well played by Kaisa. I probably would have done the same play, to be honest. Mistakenly.
Yeah, Brand trying to go for a trade, but he does miss the Q. Kindred going deep for picking it up. Kindred's just barely gonna get out with his life. You're real squishy as Kindred in the early game. Playing with fire there, but is able to get the, I believe that was not a stack, that was just a kill. Yep, that was just a kill, not quite a stack. Throwing the stack up on the Darius now, trying to give Wizard a little bit of a chance to say, hey, I'm gonna come for you.
However, Kindred did get the stack on the scuttle.
Yes.
So, you know, good for Kindred. Pretty, you know, energy-filled early levels here.
Yeah, a lot of action happening, especially around the top lane and the mid lane. But again, you know, this bot lane's just kind of waiting to see what happens, especially between carries like Jinx and Kaisa, who both scale absolutely amazingly well into the late game. Possibly just looking to see what the rest of their team does, and maybe rotating around the map to be able to contest with where the pressure is being applied.
In your professional opinion, who would you say scales harder bot lane?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Given how much CC is available to the side of EH, I would say that EGA's AD carry scales better. If you did have more CC coming down from their side, I would definitely say Kai'Sa's a stronger scaler.
I think with the comps they have, Jinx scales harder, only because there's going to be more meat in front of her to auto attack. Like the Darius and the Rek'Sai.
Yep, Ornn ult coming down to try and save the Kindred. Kindred is going to get taken down by the Darius execution. Darius trying to pick up as much as he can. Goes for another kill onto the Ornn. And Neri tries to come and pick up the kill before he can take any more, but not quite in time to stop him from picking up a kill on the Goat Man.
Something I also want to point out. Before I started playing ADC for this league, I played ADC in solo duo, but I was mainly and I main Thresh for a long time. I can tell you he's so strong when played right.
I love Thresh, but man, this Rek'Sai is getting caught out. Jinx traps and the freaking LeBlanc chain really going overkill there. Brand might be able to get a stun off here. Good dodge from Iniri. Nice pickup there from the Thresh. Good hook coming out from Scotlar. Rek'Sai trying to go for some vision there, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Thresh trying to go for another hook here. Soraka might get caught out. Has to burn the flash to get away from it. I don't know why he's still trying to go for a hook even though he's getting silenced, but oh well.
One of the best things about Thresh that I guess lower elos don't do as much is flying back. And you know, I would have loved to see it there. I mean, that's kind of the play. Run at them, fly backwards, and then hook them. But, you know.
Yeah, McKnight doing a lot better in this game as well. 60 to 53 farms. Doesn't quite have a kill, but Darius going hard in the paint to try and pick up this kill on Ornn. Ornn's might go down here. Darius does not have the execution, but he is bleeding out. And Neri is rotating up to try and help out her friend. Kindred not really doing much right now, but Brand's realized what has happened. Darius, you need to back off.
Oh no.
Yeah, he might get taken down by Starstro. He does have his flash up, does have to burn it. Iniri going hard under the paint to try and pick up the kill and does get it off. Kindred pops it. Oh, ooh, Iniri gets hit by the Brand ult twice.
Ooh.
Kindred's going to go down to the Brand ult as well. Ornn might drop.
Oh, it might be a triple.
Rek'Sai coming up to try and get her ult off, but
Nice
doesn't
stun.
quite need to. Trying to give it over to the Brand. Brand picks up a triple
it
kill
is.
for his efforts.
That was pretty well played by Lone Wind. I'll give him that.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Lone Wind taking his good old time to get top lane, but really working out for him, having picked up a blasting one for all that AP damage. Not for the sustain. McQueen caught out in a rough spot. Soraka doing her best to keep him alive. Thresh might get caught out here, but it's just going to get equalized into a trade between the AD carry for EH and the support for EGA.
Yeah. And again, with the fundamental issues comment, I mean, it was mediocrely played more or less, but I don't know. I didn't like the positioning I said at all there.
Well, looking at this game, I would say that Iniri messed up with his pick a little bit. I think he overestimated his ability to bully out the Brand. And then I also have to chalk it up to the fact that, you know, Brand was able to get a really good roam up to the top lane, more so because of it seemed like there was some miscommunication between Starstro and Iniri. You know, like they went in with the Kindred ult, but it was pretty clear that they didn't need it, you know, when it was all said and done. And they could have used that so much better when Brand came to ult and kind of delayed the damage coming down onto them. So, I don't know. It was rough. Darius going for a trade onto Roki Doki. Roki Doki tries to use the dash to get out. Darius pulls him right back in, gets all 5 bleed stacks on. Darius going for a Q underneath the turret. Does have his ult up this time in comparison to the last time that they got this far in a trade. Not going to go for anything.
And, you know, despite Ornn being 0-3, having so much time out of lane, the farm's still relatively even. I mean, Darius isn't doing a great job at using his achievement to move forward and get stronger.
Yeah. They got really solid lanes between the Brand and the Darius. It's up to the Kaisa to keep up with the rest of the teammates. It does look like she is going for the normal build in the Manamune right now. Considered kind of an off-meta build for a little bit, but really finding some popularity. Ooh, Rek'Sai coming around the other side of the pit, but might not be the best idea. The rest of his team has left. I don't know why. I don't know why he was over there. There's no reason to try and steal the dragon from your own team if you were to enter the pit from the front. Odd choice. Brand getting knocked up by the Ornn ult. Everyone's going deep for him. LeBlanc's chains go wide, but Ornn's going to smack him in the face with his body. And Neri picks up the kill.
I mean, that was relatively clean. Didn't really have to use much. I mean, they're getting plates off mid. Darius is getting pressure top, but I mean, they're getting pressure bot too from getting the kill mid, and it's just it's going pretty well for them right now.
Jinx is much better at taking turrets than Kaisa, with the attack speed buff inherently in her Q. Yep. Really good turret pusher, really good follow-up turret pusher as well with her good excited passive. Jinx is sitting at 2 kills now. Really good, good stuff. Rek'Sai getting caught out again by the 3-2-3 Kindred. Also down in farm as a jungler. Rough time. Ooh, nice little hook on the Kaisa. Kaisa isn't quite low enough for that to be detrimental to her though. Kindred is hovering around the bot side, possibly to help out that Jinx. Maybe try and get them to snowball to that turret and get some plating. Neri going deep again, missing the chain.
Fancy feet.
A lot of weird stuff coming out here. Thresh getting mighty low. Kaisa trying to run out, but gets hit by the Thresh ult. Nope. Goes deep to try and survive and get a kill. Kindred is coming in here for the side of EGA, and they are going to pick up 2 kills.
And McKnight, I mean, man, it's just maybe he's just having an off day. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him.
Maybe. I mean, that was the only thing he could do in that situation once he had gotten there. Ooh, nice little stun from the Brand onto the LeBlanc. LeBlanc walking away with 25% of her health remaining.
It's looking like Brand is really going to have to put this game on his back.
Oh, yeah.
He'll have the Darius to help, but it's looking like he's going to have to 1v8 this game.
Yeah, TubeSox's Jinx is getting really big right now. Not quite finished out the IE, but probably backing to do that right now. Kaisa has finished the Manemune, very cheap item. But I mean, it's just not comparable to the Hellfire that rains down from a Jinx that's ahead. Thresh actually coming up to the top lane and trying to catch out Wizard. Wizard's in a rough spot here, trying to get as many stacks as he can onto the Orange so he can try and go for the execute. Still trying to run towards him as fast as he can, but now Thresh is caught in his position. Thresh is going to bleed out. Rek'Sai showing up to help out with Roki Doki. And Neri up here now as well. I don't know how much Neri you can. I don't know how much you can do in Neri. TP coming in from the mid laner, Lone Win. Lone Win is going to get stuck in the middle. 4 people from EGA. Kindred's ult does get popped to keep her alive. Rek'Sai getting taken out in the middle of it. Brand ult coming down amazingly well. Almost drops Roki Doki, but he's just going to survive barely with a sliver of health. Oh no, he gets popped.
Oh, and the Ornn goes down.
What killed him? I mean, I know Brand ult was on him, but it looked like it disappeared. It must have been the Leandries.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. That's rough. I'm so sorry. Another TP coming down. Darius trying to save his lane. He is going to get there in time, but now he's got 3 people he has to deal with up here. Nice pull onto the Jinx. Does not have his ult up. Can't go for the execute and is going to get taken down now with the 6-0 and 0 Jinx.
Oh no.
Full stop. I'm never saying that again. That sounded really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that Kindred ult really saved him in that fight.
Yeah, I truly believe that EH is a good team, but I think especially between the carries that EGA plays, I think EH is going to struggle into this sort of a team and these sort of lanes, you know. Every single time it's been a rough laning phase, especially for the mid and AD carry positions for EH, and that's kind of been holding them back. Even with this game, yes, Brand is doing well, but Starstro has really kind of figured out the plan coming in from Nazian and making Wizard's life hell.
Yep. Basically. And you know, I hope that there is at least some IBSGCS teams watching, because there's so much to be learned from these scrims.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
how these teams intend to play.
They are giving away a lot of their strategies. Brandon's getting caught out here. Iniri going deep to try and get the kill, but Thresh actually gets it instead. Kindred going for a lot of damage onto the Wizard's Darius and does pick up the kill for herself. Wow. That's a 6-2-6 Kindred, a 6-0-2 Jinx, and a 2-1-8 Iniri.
This is, I mean, they're doing better and better each game.
Guys,
like
okay, all right. You know, I've been casting this.
Or even best of 5s might be their strong.
Yeah, no, hold on.
Because they struggled pretty hard in game 1. They couldn't really close it out, but slowly but surely.
I know we've been honestly casting this, but I'm going to be honest here. Why do we keep giving Iniri reasons to act the way he does in chat? This series of events is not helping anything. And I'm basically instigating it by streaming all of this. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
I think everyone's happy. Other than EH this game.
Other than EH. Nazian really not having too much success on this pick. Thresh going basically to melee range. An amazing knockout from the Ornn, getting 3 people up in the air, but the Brand ult ticking on 3 members of EGA. Kindred going hard in the paint to try and pick up the kill. Rek'Sai actually going down to the Ornn ult. Ornn tries to go for a knockup. A 2-for-2 trade. Well, it is a 34 to 28k lead for EGA. 3-1 turrets down. 17 to 10 KDA.
No
And
kills on the jungle or ADC.
All of those kills are on Jinx. And
well, Kindred has 6, yeah.
Yeah, and Kindred. This is a rough one. With how easy it is to kill Brand, which we might just see right now. Nope. Gets out. A lot of the damage for EH is in that Brand. And if Brand gets taken out, something that can easily happen, with LeBlanc and, Jinx has her rockets, and even the pick potential from the Thresh and the Ornn together, this Brand has to stay alive, but I don't know a logical way of that happening.
I mean, I guess Soraka and Darius really have to just stay on top of him. That's really the only way it happens.
But I mean, you got to remember,
Even
what was
that.
EH struggling with?
In this game, pretty much everything.
Well, okay, yeah. But they've been struggling with dives. They've been struggling with keeping their backline alive.
And focusing who they should be.
Right.
It's rough.
Nazian has a chain on him from LeBlanc, gonna get rooted down, and Starstro's just gonna come in and do some coupon clippings and get the kill on her.
I mean, I feel like out of these 3 games...
Iniri going hard, not quite finishing off. Kai'Sa diving over the wall to finish off Iniri. Iniri has to flash away. Thresh hook going wide. Brand is getting caught out by the very, very fed Kindred. Kindred pops ult just to stay alive under the turret. Able to be a distraction more so for the Rift Herald. Darius doing what he wants now. Darius, okay, I know that's what you wanted, but that's not what you needed.
At what cost?
Right. Brand getting caught out because of Darius kind of overstepping. They did take out the Rift Herald for now. Lot of damage coming down from the 8-1 and 5 Jinx. Already got her Hurricane. Already working on her second Zeal item. Just go excited. Kai'Sa might go down here. Just gonna run away. And this is gonna be a pretty free inhib. Drastic difference between how far the mid lane is compared to the bot and top lane though. So they have a little bit of breathing room to kind of catch back up while they go and get those waves. Well, okay, Rek'Sai. This is kind of a bleed right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what Thresh is doing there, but most of this is... Oh, look, and there he's catching out the Kai'Sa again. Really good chain following the Kai'Sa route from the secondary position the LeBlanc jumped to. Good pick off on McKnight. Rek'Sai's already down as well. This is a free Baron.
Yep. I mean, I feel like these 3 games, they've been much more used to teams in the Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold than it has to these 2 teams.
Yeah. Ooh, Brand ult coming down. Most of their damage wrapped up into that one ult. Not quite doing as much damage as it did last time, though. And they might just shove down for the win. Darius and Brand being their 2 primary carries for their team currently. And it's going to be a struggle to try and defend this.
Yeah, especially with the Jinx autos.
Yeah, the
So
Jinx
fast.
auto, the Kindred being fed as well. And yeah, this is gonna be a GG right here.
3 for nothing for EGA.
Wow. Wow, wow,
That
wow.
was,
Wow,
That
wow.
was relatively clean.
Yeah, that
compared
game
to the other
was
two games.
a lot cleaner for the side of EGA. Rough one, boys.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only real major issue, but he didn't really do much with it.
So looking over the damage charts, Kindred's actually the one topping it off, way ahead of the Jinx. Starstro did really good in that game for being able to gank as much as he did. Jinx just being able to do some follow-up damage, but I mean, like, if we're looking over at the brand, like, his damage is redonkulous. And all he needed was one other lane doing well. And even then, I mean, Rek'Sai got picked off so much from the Kindred. Wasn't successful in ganking as well. And that leaves the Kai'Sa out to dry. Like, McKnight was doing better. But those two kills that went over the Jinx early, with Kai'Sa not being able to be involved with them, really sets her back in comparison. You know? And at that point, it's rough because now they've got a Kindred that's online and they have a Jinx that's online.
And
So-
like looking at Control Wars, just for instance, there's 4 people in the game who purchased 0. Either like EGA, I can kind of sort of understand it because they were just smashing basically.
Yeah.
But if EH wanted to come back, that's what they needed, vision. They needed to know where people were to get their picks, to get it back into it, and they just weren't buying them.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember, it was actually the Olaf that had 13 control wards purchased last game. And this game, the Rek'Sai's sitting at 8. So, I mean, like, not too shabby there as well. I think they're relying on their jungler a little bit too much for knowing where they are. Like, this is huge information for the other teams in the IBSG. To know, like, look at the vision score. Jinx is sitting at 6 compared to the Thresh at 48. Right? Like, these are some pretty atrocious numbers. I mean, it is the 3rd game. People are tired. It's already midnight where I'm at. But no excuse for not paying attention to your vision. So, you know, wrapping this up, I think EH could have played this a little better. I think they could have drafted the second game better, but some glaring holes in their comp, in their team, in their main strategy. So hopefully those don't get capitalized on too much in the coming weeks, and I really do sincerely hope the best for you. And Neri, please, for the love of all good and evil, don't flame over this game. It was just a friendly scrim. I was happy to do the stream, but if you're going to act like a douche about it, I would appreciate you from refraining. So, GG for both teams. Clad, you got anything else?
I mean, I just hope that the teams in the league learn so much from this. Go back, watch the VOD if it's up. Definitely study these games. These are your competition. They showed a lot in these 3 scrims.
Yep. Oh, vey. All right, well, have a good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. These will be recorded, and if the coaches or the players really want me to, I can upload them to YouTube as well. I've saved them locally. So if you guys like this, if you guys like us doing random streams in the middle of the week and you actually watch them, do hit me up in the DMs and I will try and do as much as I can, whether it be streaming or casting in the future. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. See ya.